with us. Reese Davis, Desmond, Howard, Pat McAfee, and Kirk Herbstreit. Our good friend Lee Corso is dealing with a health issue. In good spirits, we hope to have LC back very soon in his rightful place on the desk.
Yeah, and this is another example of what makes College Game Day what it is, being able to get around the country and celebrate so many different venues. We're fired up to be here. Real quick on Lee Corso, talked to him yesterday just to make sure he's feeling okay. He's going to have some more tests and a procedure maybe done in a couple days, but he's very, very optimistic about being back on the show next week. So, Coach, if you're watching, man, we love you. We'll see you soon.
And, Coach, if you're watching, which I hope you are, I wish you were here
to
experience Jackson State. Obviously, there's a game in Happy Valley. A big one. Ohio State's going to take on Penn State in the Big Ten matchup that's going to have rippling effects for the rest of the season. ESPN said, nah, we're not going to Happy Valley. Kentucky's playing Tennessee. Could we want the Rocky Top for the third straight time of the season? ESPN said, no. We have to get down to the SWAC. Who is SWAC? He wakes up motivated. They say, this is called the Boombox Classic because the band for Jackson State is called the Sonic Boom of the South. And the band for Southern is called the Human Jukebox. I was at a battle of the bands last night, and this place is electrifying. And today, I feel like we're going to hear a lot of fired up J-State, fired up. Fired up J-State, fired up.
Here we go.
This place.
Man, I can't believe this.
What are you going to say?
Are you kidding me? Listen. So, being here made me think about some of my favorite teammates. And I had some HBCU alum who I played with, Robert Porcher with the Detroit Lions, South Carolina State. And then my guy is here. He's a wide receiver, he was, with the Jacksonville Jaguars, named Jimmy Smith. And we call Jay Smooth that guy. He's here today, and he told me to tell everybody, fire up J-State! Fire up J-State! Fire up! That's what Jimmy Smith told me to tell the crowd.
Hey,
you damn near stole my thunder.
I'm so sorry.
But listen, it has to be important because my man McAfee put a tie on for you folks. So this is real right now. This is real. Let's go.
This is awesome. Hey, it's packed out here. Raining.
It is early morning. They don't care. This has been an amazing atmosphere already this morning. It's going to be a great 3 hours today in Happy Valley. You know, seems the Buckeyes have barely ventured out of OH.
There you go.
Second road game of the season.
AJ, good thing AJ wasn't here to finish that. Ohio State and Penn State, an early kick, not the whiteout at night. How will that affect this game? CJ Stroud, Marvin Harrison, it's been unbelievable. We've also seen Emeka Egbuka, what he can do. This is a defense that has great capability on the back end. They match up well. More passes knocked away than anybody. To me, this is the key. Trevion Henderson and Miles Williams. They did not keep going against Iowa. Balance today is central on the road in that atmosphere of the Buckeyes.
Tell you what, guys, Florida versus Georgia, that man right there, Anthony Richardson, is going to have to be the best player on the field if the Gators going to have a chance to win this game. Kind of like what he did against Utah, but this time you got to throw some touchdowns. Gators defense better come to play because, man, Stetson Bennett and Brock Bowers, that's an unstoppable tandem, guys.
Big 12 matchup in Morgantown, West Virginia. And West Virginia's pass defense is going to have to show up as number 7 TCU comes to town. Max Duggan, Quentin Johnston are absolute dogs. The Big 12 title, it seems to be locked for TCU. But Morgantown and Neil Brown have other things to say. Massive game.
As you know, Patty, this Big 12 is something else. Deuce Vaughn's got to step up against Oklahoma State. It's critical they give him more touches. Only 28 in the last 2. We know what he can do catching the ball. Here's the question. Adrian Martinez, is he going to go? I have to ask Pete about that in a little bit. Another question mark is Jason Taylor, who was the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week. Is he going to be able to go?
UK against Tennessee, everybody. I tell you what, 7 o'clock on ESPN. Kurt's calling this game. I have no doubt that Will Levis will move the ball on this Tennessee defense. Their secondary is like dead last in pass defense. But Hendon Hooker, Jalen Hyatt, the Volunteers offense, those guys right there, they're worth the price of admission, averaging 50 points per contest. Southern and Jackson State, remember the Tigers tried to plant a flag last weekend. The Jags weren't having it at all. Let me tell you, this defense
that Deion Sanders has, Aubrey Miller, they are shut down. They lead the FCS defense. They will set their hair on fire. Come on now. Shedeur Sanders has 23 touchdown passes, but Southern can spin it too. Deion knows what to wait tonight.
He's had homecoming last week, but this game would exceed that capacity-wise. This is like a rivalry. It's kind of a love-hate thing, because I love them because they swag. You know what? I got love for them, but when we step between those lines, we got to get down.
100%, 100%.
Desmond here this week, spending some time with the Tigers and with Coach Prime. UCLA and Stanford play today. The Rose Bowl celebrated its 100th birthday yesterday. Stanford has won their last 6 against the Bruins in the Rose Bowl and 6 different HBCU homecoming games on the day. Now we're down to 6 undefeated teams, and our buddy Bill Connolly, who runs all these numbers, says there's like a 28% chance that we come out of the day with all of those teams still undefeated. So where's the upset today, Desmond?
I tell you what, guys, TCU, they've been playing this real dangerous game of let's catch up from behind lately. You know, we were in Lawrence, and the Kansas game was close. Then against Oklahoma State, they had to come from behind, won the game in 2 overtimes, and then Kansas State game, they were down like 28-17 at halftime. They came from behind. You wonder, is it going to catch up with them today on the road in Morgantown, going up against JT Daniels in West Virginia, that offense? This just has one of those eerie feelings about it. TCU, they may be on upset alert.
I like where your head's at. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Because Morgantown is a magical place. It's a mythical place.
Yeah.
It's hard to get to. It is a potential big-time issue for TCU. And if you think about that West Virginia, you think about the West Virginia offense, JT Daniels, Graham Harrell been able to throw the rock.
Yeah.
Okay? They're going to have to do that. The secondary for West Virginia hasn't been great. Max Duggan's been hot. But if you look at another game on the slate, what if Kentucky? Now, I'm an honorary volunteer, okay?
You jumped in the river.
I jumped in the river. I got baptized in the river. I gave money to get them a new upright. You know, like I feel like I'm a part of that. Tennessee's got Georgia waiting for them, right?
Just beat Alabama.
Just beat Alabama a couple weeks ago. Got Georgia next week. And Kentucky's Will Levis is going to have to do his thing. He's a projected first-round quarterback. Today he's going to have to throw the rock. I think that's how you beat Tennessee, and that could be a that could be a sketchy one for Tennessee, Kirk, and you're on the call for that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It is a challenging game because of where it is on their schedule after the emotional win, and everybody pointing already to Athens next week, and Kentucky is capable and healthy, which is big. I'm interested in these teams. You get to week 9, teams are rolling and feeling good, and then they lose a game. How do they react to that? UCLA, we were out at Eugene, lose a game. Now they have Stanford, but just can they get themselves back up? 2 other teams, Syracuse for Jimmy G. They lose last week. Actually, at times outplayed Clemson. Can they bounce back? They got Notre Dame at home. Sometimes a big opponent can help you. And then Kansas State. I know it was their second loss, but injuries at quarterback basically cost them a game. They got a tough game today against Oklahoma State. So just keeping that spirit up once you get knocked down the next week.
Very important day. A lot of things can happen that can shake up the rest of the season, especially with the rankings coming out on Tuesday on
Is that on Tuesday night?
Tuesday night.
Text me.
You've already seen a tweet pop up on the screen. Pete Thamel reporting Jackson Smith and Jigba not going to play, didn't make the trip with Ohio State against Penn State. We'll have more from Pete a little bit later on. The flow code there, you can make your picks with us as well. What a morning here in Jackson so far. The rain is pretty much held off, and hopefully it will continue to in the big house. The big revenge house. Tuck coming, and the Wolverines are waiting. There is one thing, though, that Sparty has in its favor. We'll tell you what that is. North Carolina, they have the best quarterback in the ACC in Drake May. Think he might see a blitz or 25 from Pat Narduzzi? Heels can take a giant step for the ACC title game. More on that coming. And Syracuse, they had Clemson on the ropes. Let them get away. Now the up and down fighting Irish. Which Irish team are you going to get? Good ones or the bad ones? That could be a handful for the Orange. Inside Game Day, so much more on this Big Ten matchup between Ohio State and Penn State. We hear from both head coaches. Jen Latta is in.